there, I am going to give you a quick preview of Jamboard before you join to practice at orientation and then with your student in your first Getting to Know You session. So this is an example of the Getting to Know You lesson. It will give you some fun relationship building questions along with some practice on the Jamboard, as well as a little bit of an intro to the math your student will be working on. So the first thing that you're going to need to be able to do is just change the slide you're in. So you can see here there's 12 slides listed. So once I've joined on the call with my student, we'll just click to the next slide and it will take us to slide 2 and then to slide 3. If we jump ahead too far, we can go back. So when I move a slide, it does not move the slide for my student. Every other feature, if you are moving something or drawing something, your student will see it real time, but you could be on different slides, so it will be important to make sure you're looking at the same thing. So let's look at this toolbar here on the left. We start out with the pen tool. You can click that, and once it's selected, that means that's what your cursor is going to do. So if we were asked to circle something, we'd be able to do that here. For fun, you can change the colors or the thickness of your marker as well. Next is the eraser, which is convenient. Right underneath, you can erase this way. You can also just do the back button. That's another way to remove the last move you've done. Next is the select tool. So this is what you'll use most of the time. For example, in this activity, we are removing a question mark and then asking a question. So I just drag and drop that question. If you are on an iPad or your student's on an iPad, the only other thing to note is that the move that you have done will not register until you've essentially unselected the item you moved. So we just tell kids, make sure we can say tap the white space after they finish. But on a computer, that's not an issue. Next is the sticky note tool. If you were asked to create a sticky note, you can do that as well. Type in, hit save. And there it is. And I'm going to click cancel because I don't need any more. Other things I can do with anything that's an image on the screen, you can use this double white arrows here to drag and make something larger. Let's say a student is having trouble reading the question because it's too small. Once I've gotten rid of the question mark, I can click on it and I can just drag from this corner and make it much larger. So that is another option. You can also duplicate. Maybe your student has accidentally deleted an item and you need to make a couple more cubes, for example. You could just duplicate the cube. And now I'm going to hit the back button because we don't need that. Next, we've got shapes. There aren't many reasons why you need them, but they're there, at least for our curriculum. And then we've got the text box feature here. There's an example where your student is telling you a word problem and then you are writing that. It will be faster rather than using the pen tool to just click on the text box, click the space you want to write in it, and then you can begin typing just as if you were in like a Word doc. So John went to the market or to the park and bought ... There you are able to use the text box feature. Then of course you can click this, drag it to where you want it to go. You could make it larger if you need to based on the amount of space you want to take up. The final tool to show you is this laser here. This will be an easy way to draw your students' attention to something that you want them to see, but not necessarily draw on it permanently. There's an example where students are trying to tell you how many they see of something. That laser tool would be helpful if you're not following their line of thinking. That's all we need you to know on the Jamboard. Have fun jamming.